everybody's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today's day 2 of the 25 days of Christmas. Now we started off with a pretty good one. We started off yesterday with Elf, starring Will Ferrell. Well, the second day is going to be just as good because we're talking about 1980s classic Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, E.G. Marshall, Julia Lewis, Johnny Galecki, and the list just keeps going. I mean, you have the William Hickey is Uncle Lewis, and I can't think of her name, but the lady that plays Aunt Bethany is the voice and was the model for Betty Boop back in the 30s and 40s. So, I mean, there you go. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation takes place in Chicago, because it was actually, there were scenes filmed in Breckenridge, Colorado, so that's why you throw up the air quotes. Clark W. Griswold, the man that took his family on a vacation in the original film and then took them on a European vacation in the second film, wants to have a Christmas vacation in the third film. Wants to gather all the family members together for both sides and just have a good old-fashioned Christmas where you go down, you go to the forest, you cut down a tree, you bring it home, and everything is an Andy Williams special. Well, it doesn't really fall into an Andy Williams special for Clark and family. The family's freaking nuts. Then you have Cousin Eddie and his dog Snots, which is hilarious. I love this movie. There's so much about this movie that's just so funny. But I have to say, there's a scene in this movie, it's about 10 minutes into the movie, that ever since I saw this in the theater back in the 80s has always bugged me. It doesn't fit with the rest of the movie, or the tone, or the pace. And that's the scene where Clark, Chevy Chase, is in a department store and he's talking to a girl at the panty counter or lingerie counter or whatever, and he starts fumbling over words. He's like, "Oh, it's really warm in here," and she's like, "You got your coat on," and he's like, "Oh, do I? I wonder why." And she says, "Because it's cold outside." And he's going, "Oh, it is a bit nipply out." He goes, "Nippy? Nipple? It's just this big long." I wish that there was a way to take that scene out of the movie, because it completely ruins the pace. It just doesn't fit. It's the one scene that's always bugged me about that movie. Other than that, the movie is genius. It's filmed on a Warner Brothers lot, and here's the thing, if you don't know this. So the house that the Griswolds use is directly across the street from the house that the Murtaughs use in Lethal Weapon. The movies, not the TV series. In the movies. And one of the first two Lethal Weapons movies was based around Christmas time. So they like to do Christmas movies there, I guess. But yeah, so that I always found that kind of interesting that Warner Brothers owns this. I don't know if it's a back lot, on the Warner Brothers lot, or if it's just like they own a bunch of houses in a certain area where they're like, okay, well, we need a house. Let's use one in that neighborhood that we own, type of thing. But yeah, so the Griswolds live across the street from the Murtaughs, which is kind of funny. Yeah, this movie, it's so funny because, there's so much about this movie I could talk about. The fact that Julia Lewis and Johnny Galecki are the kids, and now it's funny because in the first movie, Russ and Audrey seemed like they were closer in age. In the second movie, Russ definitely seemed like he was older than Audrey, and now in the third movie, Russ is definitely younger than Audrey, and a lot shorter. I love the fact that they always changed out the kids, but it just seemed kind of funny that they never decided on they're not quite sure who's older. It's kind of like Rod and Todd in The Simpsons. I think Nancy Cartwright one time says we just kind of forgot which was which, you know. But it's a fun movie. It's definitely a movie worth watching for Christmas time. I hope I hope I did my job and informed you a little bit about the great Christmas movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So if you could, always like, subscribe, share, and comment. With that, of course, I am the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.